first meeting of the Board of School Trustees of the South Madison Community School Corporation. We ask at this time, we always start off with the Pledge of Allegiance. If you'd like to join us, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, we take a moment of silence or prayer. Thank you. We'll go through our core purpose, core goal, core values at this time. Our core purpose is success for all students. Our core goal, at least 90% of all students pass language arts / English and mathematics on state assessments. Character, we will continue to be an institution guided by ethical strength. Students, we will continue to put students first in our priority and our decision making. Service, we will continue to be an organization known for its servant spirit. Stewardship, we will continue to embody the qualities of stewardship. Go to 1.4, adjustments to the agenda. Dr. Hall, do we have any adjustments?
There are no adjustments tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Hall. At this time, we'll begin with 1.5, comments from patrons. We have 22 people tonight that are signed up to speak, so we'd like to go over the ground rules for our time together here. This is a meeting of the school board held in public in accordance with Indiana state law, but it is not a public meeting. Under Indiana law, the school board does provide 2 opportunities for public comment. One on agenda topics only at the beginning of the meeting, as well as a comment period on non-agenda topics at the end of a meeting. We do recognize the benefit of public comment and giving individuals the opportunity to express themselves on school matters. With that said, I would like everyone to know about the board policy which sets ground rules for public comment at tonight's meeting. All who wish to comment must complete the sign-in process by 6:55. Participants must be recognized by the presiding officer and will be requested to preface their comments by an announcement of their name and should be seated at the table in front of the board members. Each statement made by a participant shall be limited to 3 minutes, or the discretion of the presiding officer. All statements shall be directed to the presiding officer. No person may address or question board members individually. There will be a timer displayed on the screen for you to see how much time you have left while you are speaking. The board may not respond to your comments within this meeting, but will take your comments under advisement, and the board or administration will address your comments in a timely and appropriate manner. Your civility is expected and appreciated. Okay, our first person tonight coming up is Katie Coleman. Katie, if you'd like to have a seat, please. Thank you. Is your mic on? Do you know? Can you
push the little button here, it'll go green.
All right. Thank you, Katie, for coming tonight and speaking with us. Go right ahead.
Good evening. My name is Katie Coleman. I'm a senior who has played high school ball soccer at PA Campus for 4 years. I have played for Coach McClure for 2 school seasons and is currently my club coach. To start, I would like to read you an excerpt from my board application essay that I submitted. One of my biggest personality traits is my relationship with soccer. At the beginning of my junior year, I got a new high school coach. No one knew much about him besides that he had been successful with different groups and that his daughter was on a high-level team. He was great and exactly what a lot of girls in the program wanted. That was on paper anyways. Throughout that year, it got messy, and there was a divide towards the end of the semester. By the end of the 2023 season, many of the families that were thought to stay and help pave the way for the Arabian soccer people left the program. I'm happy to say that I stayed. Not Not only has he improved me on the field, but even more importantly off. He taught me that to play great soccer, you must be a developed and well-rounded person. I and many others struggle to see Coach McClure join the lineup, not because of poor coaching or lack of care, but because of politics and misplaced blame. The truth is, this isn't an isolated situation. There have been multiple instances in recent years where strong, effective coaches have been forced out or pushed into silence, not because they failed, but because the athletic department failed to support them. The spotlight shouldn't be on Coach McClure. It should be on the leadership making these decisions behind closed doors. I understand that I don't have formal statements from coaches to support what I'm saying, because in a culture where speaking can cost you your job, silence becomes the only safe option. But just because it's not written down doesn't mean it isn't real. You can feel it in the student body, you hear it whispered in the stands, and it's echoed in conversations around our community. This goes beyond girls soccer. There's a pattern affecting multiple varsity sports at PHHS, and it's time for those in charge to take a deeper look, not just at individuals being targeted, but at the environment and leadership practices that are creating division, fear, and instability. You, those in charge, owe it to the programs, the athletes, and the future of this school's athletics. It would be unfortunate to take away the opportunity for other female athletes to grow and develop the way my sister and I have through Coach McClure's leadership. Please stay with Coach McClure.
Thank you, Katie. Priscilla, and I'm going to screw up the last name, ma'am. I'm sorry. Come on up.
Hello, my name is Priscilla Barajas, and I am a junior at Pendleton High School. Our last soccer season was one of the best seasons Pendleton High School girls soccer has had since 2017. We competed against HSC, Fishers, Noblesville, and Medina. Playing against those teams that have so many talented players didn't only make us better, it made us great. It allowed us to be hungry for more victories and pushed us to want to compete at a higher level. Coach McClure had a vision when he joined our program. Little by little, he created the most positive environment I've ever been a part of in all my years of playing soccer. The sport I love and am passionate about can often feel like a job, mentally and physically exhausting. But under Coach McClure's leadership that changed, he helped me and many of my teammates fall back in love with the game. I never thought I would truly enjoy high school soccer as much as I do now. I never thought I would be able to call my teammates my sisters. But that's exactly what this program has become, a family. And that's because of Coach McClure. Last year, I had the most enjoyable season of my entire soccer career. That was only possible because of the endless hours Coach McClure put into this team, both on and off the pitch. His dedication doesn't stop when the season ends or when practice is over. He checks in on us throughout the year and is there for us when we need him. He listens, he cares, and most importantly, he acts accordingly and is prompt and quick to help us find a solution to whatever the situation might be. He helps us de-escalate situations and helps us act with a cool and level mind instead of just reacting. The claims that have been made about Coach McClure are simply not true. They do not reflect the man we know, the coach we trust, or the leader who has built this program up. What is being said is not only misleading, it's harmful. We have not spoken about previous players. In our call meeting, nothing was said about previous players. The allegations of the use of derogatory or offensive language are not true. Athletic Director Chad Smith approved the agenda before the meeting. Mr. Smith did not take the time to be present at the meeting and never took the time to be present at our practices when these allegations were made. The least thing we would expect out of our athletic director is to do a proper investigation that would consist in asking you who are at the practices if these allegations are true or not, and that never happened. Like I said before, these lies are harmful to a coach who has done nothing but give his heart to this program. Harmful to the players who now risk losing one person who believed in us before we believed in ourselves. This is about more than soccer. This is about fairness, honesty, and integrity, and protecting someone who has made a real and lasting impact on the lives of many student athletes. If the goal is to build a strong, respectful, and driven program, then Coach McClure is
Thank you. So, Gracie?
Good afternoon. I've been here playing soccer at a young age, so it's no surprise that the sport has taught me countless lessons both on and off the field. Throughout my life, I've been encouraged to push myself to the best who I can be. When I transferred to a new school in 7th grade, I knew nothing about the students or the athletic program. The transition was challenging. My experience playing middle school soccer was especially difficult, not because of the coach, but because of the team culture. The environment was dominated by a few individuals whose personal feelings seemed to control everything. At first, it might sound manageable, but it often led to dishonesty and entitlement, which made the experience toxic and destructive. When I entered high school, I went in with the same mindset. I didn't know what to expect from older players or a new coach, but I quickly realized that Coach Johnson was different. One of his first actions was to schedule individual meetings with players and their families that helped her understand our concerns and goals. From the start, he showed that he genuinely cared, not just about developing us as athletes, but also as people. Coach Jonathan training sessions were demanding, but they taught me what it takes to become truly great, such as putting your full effort in, staying committed, and putting your belief in me. With his guidance, I grew as both a player and a person. He even helped me join a nationally ranked team, which is currently the third in the country, which assisted with my dream of playing soccer at the collegiate level. What makes Coach Jonathan stand out isn't just his skill or knowledge of the game, but his heart. He transformed a once toxic environment into a family, one built on trust, hard work, and mutual respect. It's incredibly disheartening to see that his efforts could be undone by those unwilling to accept constructive criticism, individuals who resorted to dishonesty to get their way. I respectfully ask that you consider everything Coach Jonathan has contributed, not only to me, but the entire program. It's disappointing that the athletic department didn't stand by me when it mattered most. I urge you to rethink your decision and give us back a coach who truly made a difference. I would also like to mention the families who did not come in support of Coach Jonathan have now been a part of the program for a year, and one of them was not on varsity, which was team Coach Jonathan coach. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Aiden?
Yep. Hi, my name is Ada Monk, and I'm a senior at Home High School, and I'll be playing soccer at Hanover College next year. I've played soccer since I was 4 years old, and I've had many different coaches over my career. I've had good coaches and I've had bad coaches. I've been playing at Indy Premier for the last 2.5 years, and Coach Jonathan is my second coach. Coach Jonathan is one of the most passionate coaches I've ever had. He understands the game and he takes time to get to know the players. Playing time is awarded to players who show up to practice, dedicate time to getting better, and perform in a way that helps the team. I sometimes joke with my dad, my original coach, that Coach Jonathan is annoyingly passionate. I remember several times of our first practices, he came in clapping and trying to pump up the team. This was unlike any coaching staff we've ever had before. He brought a new level of energy that eventually we got used to and actually looked forward to. Coach Jonathan is dedicated to our team and invests extra time in finding out about us individuals. He takes time to ask us about our outside lives of soccer and instills in us that education should always come first. He's helped me look into college choices and gave me advice on where I should play next for the next 4 years. He called coaching staff and gave me even a recommendation, not only as a player, but as a person. As I've said before, I've had really good coaches and some bad ones, and I can honestly say that Coach Jonathan is one of the best coaches I've ever had. You would be doing a disservice to your school, team, as players and students and families by letting him go. Thank you.
Emma?
Hello, my name is Emma Todd, and I'm currently a freshman at Pendleton so welcoming in the summer, and it was a great environment to be around. I really didn't understand any of the negative things I had heard. I have played soccer for 10 years, so I understand how some people may have their issues with the program. During the season, I was able to be a swing player playing for both junior varsity and varsity. For past teams and coaches, I was not really given the chance to show my skills and improve them at all, which had my confidence put at a low. Coach McClure gave me the chance and opportunity to show my skills and grow into my skill sets and grow my confidence, helping me be the player I am now. During the season, as I improved, I was able to practice and play more with the varsity girls. Coach helped and saw the improvement I had made and how much of a better player I became. He helped me and so many other girls improve in the 2 years he has been at Pendleton. I do not think firing coach would be a good decision for the girls program. Firing coach is just letting a small group of people that has an issue win. There are groups and groups of people coming to you to tell you how to change this program for better. I would love all of you to reconsider this decision. Thank you.
Thank you. Ella Todd?
Good afternoon. My name is Ella Todd, and I'm a freshman at Pendleton High School. In 8th grade, I switched clubs and was placed on the B team in my age division. Going into high school, this made me not very confident, but Coach McClure gave me a chance putting me as a swing player, meaning I played for both junior varsity and varsity. He gave me the confidence to play and practice with the older girls. I am now on the elite team and starting every game and playing. He has helped me learn to play almost every position on the field. He truly cares for every girl on his team. He creates a positive environment and has brought in so many helpful resources, such as a nutritionist, mental health, and team bonding coaches. Coach McClure is the most respectful and educated coach this program has ever had. I hope you start to see the impact he has made on me and this program in only 2 years. Thank you for your time.
Is it K-A-I McClure? Is it Kai? Thank you, Kai.
Good evening. My name is Kai McClure, and I'm a sophomore at PHHS, and I've played varsity soccer for the past 2 years. Yes, Coach Jonathan is my dad, but I'm not here to defend him. I'm here to defend our coach, our program, and most importantly, our girls soccer family. Please take that into consideration when I'm speaking. I've grown up watching my dad coach both club and high school. It is evident that the amount of passion and heart he pours into his job doesn't go unnoticed. I have sat on the sideline at more games than I can count at his old high school job, and his guidance and connection he has with his players is unmatched by the other coaches I've met. This past summer, right before our school was starting, Dad and I were sitting by the pool talking about how excited he and I were for the upcoming season. He told me how proud he was of all of us and how all of us put in the work, effort, and dedication to prepare for our tough schedule of the season ahead. We talked about conference and our addition of Hamilton Southeastern to our schedule, who was second in the nation this past season. We talked about how much success we were going to have this upcoming season and how it was going to take all of us, all my sisters and I, to make that happen. He talked about some of his past high school teams and how they might not have been the most talented, but they had the most passion and heart for the game and knock off the job done. During our talk, there were 2 moments that really stuck with me. Those 2 moments were spent talking about his past memories, and this was the first time in my entire life that I've ever seen my dad cry. Seeing that talking about these past players, connections, moments, it was almost like he was reliving it all over again. I could see the emotion again, as this was the first time I had ever seen my dad cry because of his love for these girls and how they stuck through all the ups and downs together throughout their entire journey. This goes to show just how much Coach McClure values his players and all the memories that come with being a coach. We were just getting started here at PHHS. 2 years ago, we had 4 players a part of the all-conference team, most in program history at the time, and 2 of those players being some of the ones that left. Last season, we had 5 all-conference players, most in program history, and 1 all-district player. But that doesn't happen without Coach McClure's hard work and taking the time to speak up for his players, for his family. This past season, we also improved in every single game compared to last season. This next season, we were preparing to have 3 teams, and I can tell you that won't happen without Coach McClure. I hope you can see how much Coach McClure means to all of us. I hope you know that if you make the decision to ruin our culture and separate the family that we are, you will only be creating more issues. Thank you.
Roger Saunders?
Mr. Lord. My name is Roger Saunders, and I'm a graduate of Pendleton Heights High School, a parent of 2 current students, and a teacher in another school district. One of my daughters, Allison, is on the soccer team. After 20 years serving with the U.S. government, I chose to return to Pendleton with my family, not just because of the strong community and the excellent schools I experienced growing up, but because of this district's core values, which you shared at the beginning of this meeting. I want my girls to graduate from Pendleton Heights because of what I believe this district stands for. Soon after we arrived, Coach McClure gave us a tour of the high school and introduced my daughters to his daughter, so they'd have a friend on day one. That small but genuine gesture meant a lot to our family, and it left a strong first impression, not just of the coach, but of the school itself. As this situation that brings us here unfolded, many of us in our community have tried to understand what is happening and why. I was present at that call-out meeting where Coach McClure encouraged everyone, players, parents, staff, and indeed himself, to commit to positivity, unity, and shared purpose. What I heard was a sincere call to move forward together. Moments like this test the school system, not just by policy, but by the values it upholds. 2 components of our core values stand out to me tonight. Ethical strength and putting students first. Ethical strength means doing what's right, even when it's difficult. It means not letting personal conflicts overshadow the positive impact that a coach has on students. Putting these students first means prioritizing their growth, belonging, and the mentors who support them. After just 1 soccer season, my daughter is much more confident, focused, and resilient because of Coach McClure. He's helped her believe more in herself and being part of something greater. I know these other parents have seen that same growth in their daughters, her teammates. These girls aren't just better athletes, they're better people because of how they've been led. As a fellow educator of 24 years, I understand the tremendous pressure that comes from this work. Teaching and coaching often demands near perfection, even though we're all just human. It's easy to be misunderstood, especially when you're passionate, emotional, and have high expectations. But it's rare to find someone who invests in students as whole people. And that's exactly what Coach McClure has done. Mr. Lord, you were my 4th grade teacher. You made that kind of investment in me. And it helped shape the man and teacher and father and husband that I am today. I hope you'll see that same impact in Coach McClure's work. Retaining Coach McClure may not be the easiest decision, but it's the right one, and it reflects the core values that this district stands for. Please don't let politics or personality outweigh purpose. Don't take away a coach who's making a lasting difference. Thank you for your time and your commitment to doing what's best for our students.
April Prickett.
My husband couldn't be here tonight, and he wrote an email that I would like to share with you. I am writing to express my strong support for Coach Jonathan McClure, who currently serves as the head coach at Pendleton Heights Soccer, the Pendleton Heights girls soccer team. It has come to my attention that his position is in jeopardy, and I respectfully ask that you reconsider any decision to terminate his position. Coach McClure has had a profound impact on the student athletes he has coached, not only by improving their performance on the field, but also by demanding accountability off the field. He has brought a level of institutional control and professionalism to a program that has been lacking both for a long time, fostering a culture of teamwork, respect, and structure. What is especially concerning is the possibility that Coach McClure is being targeted due to what has been described as personnel matter rather than any failure in his professional responsibilities or conduct. Allowing internal disagreements, minor administrative issues, or judging the intent of a single bullet point taken out of context from a meeting agenda to overshadow the positive contributions made over the past 2 seasons sets a dangerous precedent. It sends the message that personal politics outweigh student development and community values. It is also worth noting that there appears to be a level of criticism driven by a small but vocal minority, no longer affiliated with the program, that consistently stirs up conflict and dissatisfaction, often without representing the broader perspective of students, athletes, and parents. Unfortunately, their influence has been amplified and shielded by inferior leadership within the athletic department. Leadership that seems more focused on holding grudges and retaliating against those who ask questions or voice concern, rather than on supporting our coaches and student athletes. This combination has created an environment where valuable educators like Coach McClure are undermined rather than uplifted, to the detriment of the entire athletic community. In an era where positive role models are more important than ever, Coach McClure exemplifies the values I assume we all hope to instill in our daughters: integrity, teamwork, discipline, and resilience. The bond he has built over the past 2 seasons with his players is not easily replaced. Please consider the overwhelmingly positive influence Coach McClure has had and the deep respect he has earned from his players and parents alike. I believe that retaining him is in the best interest of our school's athletic and educational mission. Thank you for your time and thoughtful consideration.
Thank you, April. Sarah Gephardt?
My name is Sarah Gephardt. I have 2 daughters that have gone through soccer with Coach McClure, and I have my youngest daughter is coming in to play her freshman year. Coach McClure has made a huge impact on our girls, and without a doubt, he is the best coach we have ever had. He is always motivating them for their personal growth. He is able to, he helps them find things inside of them to push them forward, and then he's able to just have that ability explode. And we have tremendous appreciation and respect for Coach. That being said, I'd like to address the things that he's being charged with. Coach McClure is being charged with insubordination, and I would like to say I'm testifying that I was at the parent meeting, and I heard every single thing that he said, and there was no personal reference to families or names given. To me, what the gist of the parent meeting was is welcoming the new families that aren't familiar with the soccer program, letting them know that these are the standards of the soccer program that he has put together, and letting everybody know that this is a supportive unit group, and we stand behind each other, and it's a family. The other thing I would like to call attention to is earlier this week, I was in a meeting with Chad Smith.
Oh, we're not going to name names.
Okay.
Okay.
I was in a meeting with the athletic director, the principal, the vice principal, and the assistant athletic director. The athletic director stated to 11 parents in that meeting that yes, he had read the proposed agenda for the parent meeting, and he accepted it prior to the parent meeting. I'll say that again. The athletic director said to 11 parents that yes, he had read and approved the agenda for the parent meeting. So my question to you, if our athletic director, who is in charge of our coach, approved the agenda, why in the world is it okay for our coach to be up for being fired? This is not his issue. He did what he was supposed to. He represents our girls. He is a tremendous coach.
How many times is that, ma'am? Casey Hart?
My name is Casey Hart. Thank you, Dr. Hall, President John Lord, and members of the school board for the opportunity to speak today and your time given to this matter. I've spent much time this week thinking on the possibility of speaking publicly about my daughter and my family's experience. Since Mr. McClure has decided to gather us all here, I'd like to take the opportunity to inform you, the silent majority as he likes to call you, on who he is. For 2 2 seasons, we have kept quiet in the hopes that the system in place by the school corporation would sort out the problematic behavior of Mr. McClure. That is the case today, and that is the reason and the only reason termination has been recommended. While I and many others have a long list of grievances, the heart of the matter is that Mr. McClure has repeatedly broken policy. This is not school politics. It is not parent pressure. It is not sensitivity to tough coaching, and it is not some sort of failure by the athletic office, like Mr. McClure would have you believe. While advocating for my daughter and over a dozen others, I have learned that the school corporation takes following policy and procedures seriously. It is the guiding way to decision-making and followed precisely. This adherence to policy has been the answer each time I sought understanding to the many questionable actions taken by Mr. McClure. I raised concerns about Mr. McClure berating my child, accusing her of belonging to a cult. I objected to Mr. McClure when he demanded Olivia play in 2024, or else she will never play soccer again at Pendleton Heights. I took count of every time my daughter was referenced throughout that season, even when she was not a member of the team. For us, this began in 2023, and his behavior never changed, but the names of the victims did. You will hear personally from at least one today. I find it abhorrent that those that believe what he has done is acceptable because you or your daughter wasn't a victim. By standing up and telling a nice story, you, the teachers, the business owners, the doctors are saying to everyone here and to our community that all he has done is okay. Your child wasn't targeted. Your student has a nice story to tell about Mr. McClure. How lucky for you. It will never negate the harm done. You have been fed a narrative by a man who knows he broke school policy time and time again. So he's using you and your reputations, those nice stories, to hide behind. The athletic office does not succumb to parent complaints or personal vendettas, nor does the administration or school board. This idea is untrue, and it's disappointing that it's the path that you have been led to believe. I sincerely hope that this vote today can clear the confusion and distractions that he has created. I'd also like to thank the school board for doing the work to sort through the information, reading emails, and hearing the speakers today. I believe allowing a forum for public input is valuable. However, it is ultimately your responsibility to follow the facts and adhere to the policy of the school corporation. Thank you for supporting the recommendation of the athletic office based in policy and voting for the termination of Mr. McClure.
Is it Izzy? No, is it Izzy? Okay, thank you. What's her name? Mrs. Hart. Hart, H-A-R-T, yes.
My name is Izzy Millie, and I'm a sophomore, and I was on the soccer team for 2 years. It is not necessary for me to be here today, but I wanted to have a chance to speak for myself. I support Mr. Smith in his decision to fire Jonathan from the soccer coaching position. The way he treated me caused me to lose any enjoyment I had for a sport I once loved. The way he treated me was absolutely pathetic for a grown man. He made repeated comments about my mom in front of me and my friends to humiliate me. He tried to stop me when I decided to speak up for myself, my family, and my friends. On October 4th, I chose in the moment to film a video of him speaking poorly about my family and friends because I knew that him gossiping to a group of teenage girls was wrong, and I had had enough. When he found out about my video, he threatened me, bullied me, and belittled me. At the final game, he pulled me aside, away from the team and any defense I could have had, and in that moment, I was scared of him. Even though the assistant coach was sitting there, I knew that she could not protect me because he's unpredictable. How could she stop him? He told me that the whole varsity team was salty towards me, that they didn't like me anymore, and he was holding them back from me. Can you ever imagine telling a 15-year-old girl this to her face? He told me that his whole family dislikes me now. His oldest daughter used to be one of my best friends. Can you imagine purposely dealing that blow to a 15-year-old girl? He told me that I'm a distraction. He tried to manipulate me by saying, I've been so fair to you all season, why are you trying to do this to me? He told me that if I go along with my plan, he would fight for his position. My only plan was to tell administration about his poor behaviors. His excuse for the powwow that he had with the girls where I made the video was that he was preparing them for the game. But really all he was doing was gossiping and preparing them for his own actions. The only thing that was going to be a problem at that game was him. The only distraction was him and the drama he created. I believe that firing Jonathan is for the best. He's unpredictable and his narcissistic values make a terrible environment for a team where everyone should be valued even if they disagree with him. I think that if he's able to keep his position, he will continue to target girls year after year. The target will move from my back to someone else, straight to the next girl who speaks up against him or doesn't openly support him. Thank you.
Ashley Melway?
Izzy, and you know her well. You know that we are not a family that makes a big deal out of nothing. We are not noisy. Most of you do not know what led us here. We were quiet about what happened to Izzy, and for good reason. One reason was to protect her. The other reason is that I did not need to create a spectacle to enhance or distract from the truth of the issue. Meetings like this do not happen overnight. They are not a result of one incident or one misstep. Izzy and I are not here because of one incident, 2 incidents, or even 3 incidents. The story she shared is just the highlights. We are here because of a season-long experience that ended in threats and intimidation towards Izzy because she finally stood up for herself and others. It was not one incident. The issue was 1 season long for my family, and other families have put up with it for far longer. The duality of experiences at McClure does exist. Our experience, and from what I have seen, is that there is very little keeping you on one or the other side of that duality. And this dissonance is made possible because of leadership through division, pitting girls against one another. It is made possible because of the culture that discourages anyone from speaking up for fear of consequences. This type of culture is harmful. It is a breeding ground for future victimhood, with individuals kept silent by fear of authority across lifetimes. This is much bigger than soccer. Ladies that are here, I want you to know that I'm not mad at any of you. I always told you that there is nothing you could do on that field that would upset me or change how I think of you, and that remains the same here today. I know the mental toll it takes to be here and to do something like this. If you ever confided in me or came to me for help, I have held that safe. You don't owe me anything, and I don't feel differently about any one of you. But you deserve better than this. You deserve better than this environment where you must keep your head down and toe the party line to avoid punishment, or maybe to just reap some reward at the end. You deserve to believe in your own talents and achievements, and to not have to attach all of your worth and hopes to one person, making you feel that you need him to be successful. Ladies, I wish you all the best in your future seasons. I'm always rooting for you, no matter what. Thank you.
Jonathan McClure.
Good evening, and thank you for your time. I'm a Pendleton resident, father of 6, teacher at PHMS, girls soccer coach at PHHS, Pendleton FC executive board member, and one of 3 coaches selected by athletic director at the high school to sit on his athletic council. On Friday, 1/24/25, I met with the athletic director and assistant athletic director. They informed me that the PHHS girls soccer program under my leadership is full steam ahead. On Wednesday, 4/23/25, I met with our superintendent. He shared with me that the athletic director cited a broken down written agreement that I had signed, and that the athletic director would be separating from me due to insubordination. I informed the superintendent that I have never been provided written documentation from the athletic director over the course of my 2-year tenure, and as such, never signed anything. On Thursday, 4/24/25, the principal provided me the reference documentation and cited insubordination as outlined in statement number 3, bullet point 2. The line reads, there will be no references about parents or previous members of his coaching staff that he didn't see eye to eye with. On Friday, 4/4/25, I hosted our call-out meeting for the upcoming season. There were no references about parents or previous members of my coaching staff within the meeting agenda that the athletic director approved within a 9-minute phone call on Friday, 4/4/25 at 3:36 p.m. There were no references about parents or previous members of my coaching staff within the meeting. The 2 line items in question from the meeting agenda that the athletic director approved both fell under the communication from parents, guardians section in our direct extension of his own athletic department in the PH Head Coach Handbook 2024-25. I'd like to cite page 2, chain of command. I'd like to cite page 7, parent meeting. There were no student athletes in the room at this time. Everyone left the meeting excited, energized, and ready for the upcoming season. This is the 3rd call-out meeting that I've hosted where there has been 0 attendance or support from the athletic department or PHHS school administrative team. If there was something wrong with the agenda, why did the athletic director approve it? The principal, athletic director, and assistant athletic director have recently made references to my personal file. My personal file is 53 pages in length and kept here at the central office. Nothing but copies of applications, transcripts, and recommendations for employment exist within that. On 1/11/23, the athletic director wrote, after the interview process, Coach McClure stood out head and shoulders above other candidates. I look forward to his leadership and think he is a great addition for our entire school corporation. My athletic file, which was handed to me today, is very different. It's 13 pages and kept in Chad's office. Nothing in the athletic file exists within the personnel file. In 2 years, the athletic director and assistant athletic director have held but 4 meetings with me regarding the ongoing soccer issues that have been referenced to this point. In 2 years, I've only received 1 postseason evaluation from the assistant athletic director. Within this athletic file, there's no mention of my concern expressed to the athletic director or assistant athletic director for my own safety, health, well-being, from the slander, bullying, and harassment I was enduring from external forces and members of the PHHS school admin team under their leadership. Our rising seniors don't need a third coach in 4 years. This program doesn't need another setback.
Mr.
We're planning on
McClure?
having a third team this season. This
Mr.
level of
McClure?
is not.
Your 3 minutes are up, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mitchell Todd.
Hello, and thank you for taking the time to listen to us this evening. My name is Mitchell Todd. I'm a graduate of Pendleton Heights High School. I have been employed on and off by this school corporation for the last 2 decades as a coach in many different sport aspects within the middle school and high school. I have listened and been a part of Coach McClure's practices and meetings at different points in times. I have heard nothing except for the positive and the good. I have really been shocked by some of the things that we've heard here tonight. And as I hear them, they come from continued people who have had the same problems with other coaching staff. As you know, this is not the only girls soccer coach that we've lost in the last 2 years. And parts of those people are still in this room tonight causing the same problems for a different coach. So as we continue on, my concern here is a little bit less opinionated now. It's now for you to look at this from a business aspect and actually look at what the situation is. You have an employee who's been placed on a PIP. You've had an accusation. A PIP is not to terminate. A PIP is an improvement plan. A PIP is to grow and learn like you do in your school corporation. It's not to gun for somebody. It's to actually help them grow and improve. And that's what we're all here for. And my problem with the immediate issue after the PIP becoming a terminable effect becomes an issue. It's not for that. It's to learn and grow from. So the issues that have been stated here tonight or allegedly stated here tonight feel like running a stop sign and the penalty is now execution. That's not how businesses work. That's not how policies and procedures operate. I would be interested in seeing the policy, so I will challenge you all. You know, you said you'd provide something after the fact. I would love to see what the policy and procedure is when it comes to this. So I just really am after what's right here. We can all have opinions, but what are the true facts of the matter? We have opinions on both sides. You're going to hear a lot of different things tonight. Shut it all out and look at the facts. What are the facts? You've heard lots of them tonight. Take it into true consideration. And then realize what the consequences of your decision and your actions are here tonight. They're way greater than one man's job. You're affecting girls, you're affecting programs, you're affecting families, you're affecting the community. So what we need to understand is this school corporation, because of this right now, is placing undue stress and anxiety on these girls. That is unneeded. They have a lot going on in their lives already, and you need to look out for them, and I would appreciate it if you continue to do that, as you've always done, and make the right decision here tonight, and continue to support Coach McClure. Thank you very much.
Nathan Simpson?
Good evening. Nathan Simpson, I am coach of the Pendleton FC Academy soccer program. Many others before me have spoken tonight to Coach McClure's positive character and dedication to the Pendleton soccer, much better than I will tonight. But I'm here to show my support for Coach McClure, who has dedicated countless hours not only to the high school program, but also ensuring that our community has an excellent soccer program. I cannot speak to the high school team, but he has made a significant impact to the Pendleton FC program, serving on the board and working tirelessly to ensure that kids of all ages in our community have a competitive place to learn and develop without having to leave this community for another program. I cannot overstate the positive impact that Coach McClure has had on this community, as you can see by the people in this room tonight represented here, and the efforts he has made to the community as a whole. I request that you carefully evaluate your decision tonight and the potential impact on not just the school soccer program, but the community as a whole. Thank you.
Eric, is it Brinley?
If possible, I would like to surrender my time to my daughter, Ella. She would like to speak.
She did not sign up?
She was not sure if she could get here in time.
Too bad. Yeah, I'm sorry, sir, we don't yield time. Angie Kale. Oh, he's gonna speak. Oh, okay, go right ahead, sir. Yeah.
My name is Eric Brinley. I'm a father of a junior soccer player, Ella Brinley. I get a chance to write things down, so just some key thoughts that have come to mind over the time. The first year, my daughter's a junior, so the first year was under a different coach. As you heard already, as the season ended, everybody was looking for a program with accountability, expectations, and good solid coaching and drive for the players forward. What I can tell you is the first year was a struggle as the new players learned to speak and communicate with a new coach, understand the expectations, and achieve them. My daughter struggled with that at first, but found her footing with Coach McClure. And as time has gone on, she has come to appreciate Coach McClure and everything he expects of the girls on the team. One day we were driving down the road and they had a tough practice last season, and she had just said, the team wasn't doing what they're supposed to be doing, so it was a difficult practice. I said, I'm sorry, it was tough. And she looked at me and just said, Dad, here's the thing. Coach McClure has high expectations for us. He wants us to have goals, and he's going to hold us accountable to do what it takes to achieve those goals. That is what you want from a coach and a mentor. He checks on them out of soccer throughout the season. My father-in-law passed away a week and a half ago, and the first thing that Coach McClure did was reach out to my wife and my daughter, and the first thing he did when he saw her was check on her and make sure she was okay. Last year during the season, there was a time period where Coach noticed she wasn't quite herself and checked on her, and she was stressed over exams and soccer, and Coach just said simply, Ella, if you need time to take care of your academics, that's more important. You have to let me know so we can deal with it. You have someone putting together and building a program that is what you want from a coach, that cares for them both as soccer players and as people, and is trying to grow them as people. I urge you to keep Coach McClure on the coaching staff for the soccer program.
Thank you. Angie Kale?
Hello, my name is Angie Kale. I am speaking to you today to share a little of our experience while under the leadership of Coach McClure. I want to first start by saying when we heard McClure's name being thrown into the hat for the position, we were in huge support. My husband knew Mr. McClure from the coaching world and was looking forward to having his soccer knowledge come to Pendleton. I am unsure when things started to take a turn for our daughter Annabelle during the 2023 season. I asked her as well, and we could not pinpoint a specific event that changed the relationship that she once had with Mr. McClure. One thing that we were sure of was his dislike for her. To name one of these examples, Mr. McClure had a meeting with the Hart family to gauge future intentions for Olivia. During their interaction, Mr. McClure expressed his dislike for my daughter. He told them that Annabelle was a bad influence, and she was a bad influence on Olivia, and that Olivia should choose better friends. Let me say that again. Mr. McClure told one of his players that she should choose different friends. At what point is Mr. McClure qualified to give parenting advice? His job is to coach soccer, not get involved in personal relationships. We share vacations, holidays, and life with the entire Hart family. To have your soccer coach say these hurtful things to our dear and close friends is crossing the line. This was the beginning of many things to come. Mr. McClure continued to talk about our daughter and family to his team well after she no longer played for him. We often caught wind of what was said, the side jobs at our family, and being told over and over that we could not handle tough coaching. What Mr. McClure may not realize is that our daughter and many of the other girls who did not return the 2024 season are still friends with girls and families on the team. If I'm being honest, people don't like being put in these situations. It's uncomfortable. It makes people feel that they have to adapt to those beliefs. Not everyone wants to be on a side. This is a teacher, mentor, coach, someone in leadership who is influencing the thoughts of young girls and athletes. The line was blurry between adult and teenager. If it appears that these are old issues, we wouldn't be here today if that was true. Warnings have been ignored, discipline thrown to the side, and uncorrectable behavior is why we are still talking about this. One thing that I have learned, not just about this circumstance, but in general, things don't always move as fast as you would like. There is a process to everything and a policy to be followed. I'm aware that not everyone had the same experience. The good does not outweigh the bad in this case. Just because Mr. McClure was not like this towards everyone does not excuse the behavior, nor mean that it didn't exist. One incident was too many. We can't simply turn our other cheek because some of them.
Okay, Mrs. Kale, your 3 minutes is up. Thank you. Jessica DeShawn.
Hi, my name is Jessica DeShawn. I am coming forward today not as a concerned parent, but as a voice for my daughter and the countless other athletes who deserve a safe environment to grow, develop, and thrive. Today, I urge you to consider the gravity of your responsibility towards the students, particularly in the context of their coaches, who can significantly influence their lives both on and off the field. I have already shared with you all my daughter's experience with the girls' soccer coach. What should have been a safe space for my daughter, fostering teamwork, resilience, and a passion for the sport she loves, turned into a nightmare of intimidation and mental abuse. Imagine a young athlete filled with excitement and determination to represent her own high school, only to be met with shame and belittlement. This is the reality that my daughter, as well as other athletes, have faced in this program. The role of a coach extends beyond just teaching skills and strategies for the game. Coaches should also be mentors and role models. They have the power to uplift, inspire, and to build confidence and character in our children. When a coach crosses the line into harassing and abusive behavior, it not only impacts that individual athlete, but it also sets a harmful precedent for the entire team. This creates an environment that fosters fear and anxiety, and it destroys teamwork, creativity, and the very essence of sportsmanship that we aim to instill in our children. Research shows that mental and emotional abuse can have lifelong effects on young people, leading to anxiety, depression, and a reluctance to participate in activities that they once loved. I ask you to consider, how can we allow such behavior to persist in our athletic programs? We must prioritize the well-being of our student athletes. Terminating this coach is not just about one person's actions. It is a stand against all forms of abuse and a statement that our school system will not tolerate any behavior that harms our children. Even after we pulled our daughter from the soccer program, the harassment to her and our entire family has never stopped. These people sitting here tonight, most of them, have no idea what has happened to our family. And sadly, some of them sitting here have chosen this coach over their lifelong friendships they've had with my daughters, because somehow you all were made to believe that we were the enemy since we chose to stand up to him and leave the program. I encourage the school board to support the recommendation of termination from the athletic department and to stand for values such as respect and kindness, so that every young athlete has the opportunity to step onto the field and feel confident, valued, and inspired to play a game that they love. Thank you.
We have a Pedro or Jamie Anderson? No? Okay, they don't have to speak. Okay, Dave or Jan Butler? No, don't want to speak? Okay. And Shanacy McClure?
Hi, my name is Janice McClure. I'm Coach McClure's wife. I actually have a story to share. I had a encounter at the high school on Friday when I went in to meet with the athletic director. And while I was trying to scan my ID, I hear the security officer being like, if I have the soccer coach. And two of the girls at the desk were trying to, technology is not my thing, trying to help me do this. And all of a sudden he says, my job here is to make sure that no one gets assassinated. The girls tell me that my meeting is ready and that I can proceed. Instead of taking what I think is being said, I go over to the security officer and I said, hey, I take offense to what you just said. That's actually my husband. My daughter's a student here. And other students here can hear you and you're insinuating that my husband would come in and with a gun. And he said, well, no one heard me. I said, well, I heard you, so they might have. And he said, I actually wasn't even talking about your husband. There's been a lot of phone calls and a lot of angry parents. And there was an APB put out that this might be a situation. I'm upset because my leaders didn't tell me about the situation. And I said, you know what, I understand. I can understand where you're coming from. He said, I didn't mean anything. But I could have, coming in with my baggage, he didn't know I was a coach's wife. He also didn't know that I had actually just terminated an employee that showed up at Grand Park with a gun the following day. That was the day before we had done this. So I had actually been dealing with a situation. And to insinuate that, I could have taken that in. But I listened. And I let him give context. I let him give context. And I gave him the opportunity to explain. I think a lot of us come to a meeting or to a practice or whatever, and sometimes we're looking for something. When we listen to people and we try to explain or try to get a reason for them, from them, sometimes it brings more context. My husband's not insubordinate. The agenda was approved by Chad. He in no way said anything, sorry, the athletic director, I apologize. He in no way insinuated anything about anyone. We have 6 kids. We plan to be a part of this community for 20 years. I just hope you give us the opportunity to do so.
Thank you. Okay, that is the end of our public comment. We'll go to 2.1, approval of minutes of the regular meeting of Board of School Trustees on April the 17th, 2025. Everybody's had a chance to look at those. Any questions about the minutes?
Move we approve them.
Second.
Okay. Penny?
Anna Blake,
Yes.
Buck Evans.
Yes.
Kevin Gendert,
Yes.
Mike Hanna.
Yes.
Bill Hutton,
Yes.
Mark Thompson,
Yes.
John Wood.
Yes. Let's go down to 2.2, the approval of accounts payable vouchers. You've seen those. Anybody have any question about those vouchers? Do we have any motions about those
Move
vouchers?
we approve them.
Second that.
Penny, would you call the roll, please?
Anna Blake,
Yes.
Buck Evans.
Yes.
Kevin Gendert,
Yeah.
Mike Hanna,
Yes.
Bill Hutton,
Yes.
Mark Thompson,
Yes.
John Wood.
Yes. 3.1, board committee reports. Are there any reports this evening? Anyone want to share?
I've got some.
Okay.
I attended the town comprehensive plan again this this past week. This is a plan that the town of Pendleton are looking for down the road, the future regarding growth, the downtown area, and how the growth and traffic affects the area. And this is a plan that is updated about every 7 or 8 years, and I've been asked to be a part of that committee because I'm on the board. But it seems to be moving right along, and they want to be finished with that by the end of December, and it's going quite well. Prior to this meeting, I attended another RDC meeting, and it pretty much was directed towards the park system and new trails that they're looking at doing, really starting out here by almost by the roundabout, and will end up across the creek in town. So that's
Cool.
moving right along too.
Very cool. Okay. Anybody else have any work you want to talk about? Okay, we'll move to 4.1 through 4.9. Generally, we take all those together. Do we have any comments or any
I
questions?
would like for us to remove 4.7, which is the extracurricular termination, and move it by itself.
I second.
Okay, so just to make sure, we want to approve 4.1 to 4.6, and then 4.8 and 4.9. Is that what your motion
That
is?
is correct.
Okay, we have a motion. Have a second?
Anna Blake,
Yes.
Buck Evans,
Yes.
Kevin Gibbon,
Yes.
Mike Hanna,
Yes.
Bill Heaven,
Yes.
Mark Thompson,
Yes.
John Moore.
Yes. So we'll now go back to 4.7. Do we have a motion on 4.7?
I'll make a motion
Okay, what's your motion, sir?
to support the termination.
Do we have-
Second.
have a second? Okay, Penny, would you call the roll, please?
Anna Blake,
Yes.
Buck Evans,
Yes.
Kevin Gibbon,
Yes.
Mike Hanna,
Yes.
Bill Heaven,
Yes.
Mark Thompson,
Yes.
John Moore.
Yes. Okay, we'll move on to 5.1, acceptance of non-resident students. Mr. Kerr?
Thank you, President Lord. The administration recommends the acceptance of non-resident students to South Madison as presented. There are 86 total that submitted applications before the April 19th deadline, which we also have room and space for in the grades and at the buildings that they were applying for. Of that 86, 73 are new and 13 are continuing non-residents, meaning that they were enrolled at South Madison as residents, have since moved out of the district and wish to remain at South Madison. We do monitor our enrollments carefully at each school and grade level before a non-resident student is accepted. We will only accept student applicants if they meet the criteria for acceptance from this point forward, and if space is available in the grade and school requested, and the application will be presented. I can answer any questions you may have.
Any questions for Mr. Kerr?
Mr. Kerr, you might explain, since we have some public here, how that impacts the school financially.
Well, as we, in your document, we currently have about 577 of our current K-12 students are enrolled as non-residents. Each of our students that we get state support from is roughly $8,000 in state support. So obviously that has a big impact on the programs and the staffing that we're able to provide with that state support.
Thank you.
Okay, so do we have a motion on
Move
that?
we approve.
I second that.
Penny, would you call the roll, please?
Anna Blake,
Yes.
Buck Evans,
Yes.
Kevin Gibbon,
Yes.
Mike Hanna,
Yes.
Bill Heaven,
Yes.
Mark Thompson,
Yes.
John Moore.
Yes. Thank you. 6.1, comment from patrons. We do not have anybody that signed up for that. Items, okay.
Yeah.
Did we skip something?
No.
No, okay. All right, 6.2, communication from the superintendent. Dr. Hall?
Thank you, President Lord. I've just got a couple things I'd like to point out. Was notified today that the middle school was awarded the All Music Award for the 2024-25 school year by the Indiana State Music Association. Typically, we get these in waves, and so I would expect our high school will also get these, but we received that. And then the other thing I'd like to point out as part of your consent items, that there was a recommendation in there for our new high school basketball coach, his name is Jared Rhodes. So he will start with the team on next week, and then he's going to be a math teacher at the high school as well.
Great, thank you, Dr. Hall. 6.3, communication from the Board of School Trustees. Kevin, we'll start with you.
I don't have anything at this time.
Okay, Mike?
Nope.
Mark?
Went to the top 10 banquet last night, and very interesting, especially the people that they honored as teachers, all the way from a substitute teacher to, I believe it was first grade or third grade teacher. It was very interesting, and a great group of young people.
Buck?
I'm good, thanks.
Bill? Nope.
I just want to say I'm very impressed by all of the girls that came up here and spoke. I know I've been up there and I know how hard it is to speak up there, so I was just very impressed with how well you all carried yourself.
We appreciate your civility, and we appreciate your input. 7.1, adjournment of the regular meeting.
Make a motion?
I'll second that.
Okay, Penny, would you call the roll?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.